the Elite Cats. So I want to read this real quick because Tama Tonga is, like I said, pretty pissed off. So they were talking about AEW. They can't call themselves the Bullet Club, but Tama Tonga, one of the group's founding members, alongside Anderson, Bad Luck Fale, and Prince Devitt, aka Finn Balor, shared his thoughts on the situation during his podcast, Tama's Island. So Tama says, and I quote, "What got me triggered was when I see Kenny Omega go Bullet Club. Oh, you son of a bitch, you," Tonga said. He also said, "The one guy who tried to dismantle us from the inside, split us into two. The guy who tried to ruin Bullet Club is now using Bullet Club in an angle. A reunion? How can there be a Bullet Club reunion when Bullet Club is still here? They should have called it something else. All of y'all have gone and tried to do different things in another company. Right. No matter what, you're not Bullet Club. That's a slap in the face to us. And if you're the OGs, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, you're promoting this as Bullet Club. Damn, dude." So Tama Tonga is pretty pissed off about
rightfully so.
This new formation of the Bullet Club. First, I want to get your thoughts on that.
I mean, rightfully so. I mean, if you're one of the original founders of the organization, then it ain't the real thing. That's like if NWO started with, if they say they would bring back NWO, and at the time it had who was on top? It was Eddie Guerrero and somebody else we don't, some from the Ruthless, and John Cena and somebody else. Like, no, that's not NWO.
You laugh, but do you remember when they tried to bring NWO back and put Shawn Michaels in it?
I remember that, and that shit didn't. Even when they brought in Shawn Michaels being NWO, they didn't even played NWO music. They played his music. It was exactly. Shawn Michaels. It was Shawn Michaels with an NWO T-shirt on.
Because the reason why I bring that up is like, shout out to Nash, man. Sorry to mention this, but that was the night Nash tore his quad getting in the ring in that match, because that was some bullshit. That's why that happened. He was like, yo, he needed to go home. God was like, nope, you gotta go home. You can't do that. Go home, man. But yeah, man, like I said, I think he has valid points. I think he has valid points too about, like Kenny Omega and all of them trying to, break the group up. Like, the Elite guys, we're talking about Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, and the Young Bucks. They actually, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks first, before Cody Rhodes came in. They were actually talking about splitting from Bullet Club back then. That's why they started going by the Elite. They were like, we're going to make our own group, right? So they were already trying to set themselves apart and all that. I say all that to say this. What I think is happening here is I think that everybody is planting seeds for one of the best storylines that we are about to see.
What is this?
In years, right?
Okay.
I think it's the thing that we've all been talking about. I think that they're setting the seeds of a storyline of everybody working together, of all the companies.
Ooh.
So I think that they're, like New Japan is working, Tama's working it, everybody else is working it. That basically is going to end up being either a Bullet Club invasion of AEW, which is probably more likely because New Japan wants to get into the American market, or an AEW Impact invasion of New Japan.
Right.
So, and the logistics of it, people have been talking about it for a while. AEW didn't really have a good working relationship with New Japan because they were literally salty that Kenny left. Kenny Omega was like their guy. They put it, they were mad because they put a lot of shit into Kenny Omega. They don't just push, foreign cats just all willy-nilly, kind of like WWE, right? So the fact that they put all the chips behind him and then he goes and leaves the company, because Kenny Omega wasn't even one of the original cats that started AEW. His contract expired later. So it was kind of a toss-up if he was going or not, right?
Right.
So, storyline wise, this is why I mentioned it, because storyline wise, this was the entire storyline of the Bullet Club breaking up, of the Young Bucks getting kicked out, of Kenny Omega getting kicked out. Gallows and Anderson technically didn't get kicked out, but AJ kicked out Prince Devitt. So basically every leader of the Bullet Club kicked out the next people.
Right.
The storyline of, they call it the Cutthroat era with Switchblade Jay White, which, come on, man. Bullet Club got some of the hardest nicknames in wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Machine Gun, Switchblade. You know, come on, man.
Yeah, they ain't got no fucking T-bar. Go ahead.
That's what they need. They need a T-bar.
Fucking T-bar.
But the whole thing that Tama was talking about with the Elite trying to break up Bullet Club was the actual storyline.
Right.
You know, when all of them, Cody Rhodes, when all of them were leaving New Japan, Tama Tonga, his brother, and Ming came out and beat all of their ass. And when I say the 3 of them beat up like the 6 of them,
wow.
Beat all of them up. It was just like these cats, they said everything, but these white boys came in and tried to take over. So, but Jay White was also in another group in New Japan, and his ass was like, yo, I'm going to, as he said about Kenny Omega, break up Bullet Club from the inside. This motherfucker beats Kenny Omega for the US. Kenny Omega was the first New Japan US champion. He beats Kenny Omega for that shit. That makes the Elite start fighting. He comes in, takes over Bullet Club. Well, guess with his contract up with getting beat at Wrestle Kingdom for the title, guess who contract up?
Who?
Switchblade, Jay White.
Oh.
So does he stay in New Japan? Does he go to AEW? Does he go to Impact?
Right.
Now you got this shit. Does he go to WWE?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that low key, they've been planting seeds of building one of the greatest storylines that we've seen in a long time. And I'll say this. So now we know that WWE ain't going to overtly participate in this shit.
They're
right?
not.
However, the one thing that that WWE hasn't been able to get a leash on is cat social media.
That's true.
So imagine NXT World Champion Finn Balor just tweeting out, "Yeah, I see y'all," or like shit happening. He just tweet out the too sweet,
right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Especially when you have the Elite, you know, these cats that are in AEW and the OGs, all of Finn Balor's cats.
Right.
I'm waiting for the day that Tama Tonga, all the OGs and Bullet Club invade AEW and beat the shit out of the Elite.
Right.
And then you just see Finn Balor tweet out this.
Ooh.
The dominoes and the chips. And this is my conspiracy theory. I'm like Charlie from Always Sunny with all the shit on the wall. Like, this is my conspiracy theory.
We think of all this good shit, and there's a number of wrestling fans that think of this dude shit. You know who ain't thinking this shit? It's Vince McMahon. His fucking ass who gets a wife who supports motherfuckers that want to take PTO to go commit treason. They don't think about that shit.
They don't think about it. They don't want to be involved in it.
Look, his finger ain't on the pulse. That shit is too good for him to think about. It's too good. Hell, I even throw in another wrinkle with that. I'll throw in another wrinkle, and they ain't gonna do it because they for the head they're so fucking WWE so high in the sky. They think and you know what would be the dopest shit that would come out? Say that what happens, you call that shit.
Yep.
And say they see Dean Ambrose getting his fucking ass whooped. After the lights go off.
Ooh.
Lights go off. You know what I'm about to say.
Yep. I know
Lights
exactly what
go
you're about
off.
to say.
Lights come on. The head of the table and the Monday Night Messiah. And TNT just go off.
Yep.
They just go off. They're like, ah! And they just go off.
It's just like wrestling Twitter would explode.
It would explode.
Yeah, and I would say this too. I think that there's going to be a time in pro wrestling when Shield are top champions, like SmackDown, Raw, and AEW. I feel like that's not too far off.
No, it's not.
It would be even better if they do this shit because it's not a coincidence that the seeds are being planted for this. Everybody else working together at the beginning of WrestleMania season,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Triple H would be stupid to not present this to Vince. Like, Vince,
thank you.
I understand you want to be the top, but it's time to make money.
Yes.
Do you know how much revenue? How much, like, even if they were to come up with some type of deal and say WWE takes 60%, and the 40% go to them too. At the end of the day, they will make probably so much money with wrestle. Dude, could you imagine like a Vince McMahon, Tony Khan, the dude from Smashing Pumpkins coming together for one event? And like, yo, let's like bygones be bygones. Let's make money. Let's get egos aside. Let's make some fucking money here.
Yep, exactly. And that was literally going to be my next question. We know Vince ain't going to do it.
No.
But will Triple H do it?
He would. I think he would.
And Triple H would absolutely do it.
I think he would.
Triple H would be like, yo, let me get AJ and Giant Almost for like 3 weeks in NXT. Just let me get it for 3 weeks and let them come down. Because think about that shit too. Like, you know, AJ's walking around with Giant Almost, the big black nigga that we couldn't think of his name. Yeah, the big motherfucker. Just think about that shit too. If AJ show up with him, and now you got Bullet Club, this other cat, this new cat. See, that's how you build stars. You got this new cat that WWE is building. Then you got all these AEW cats. Then you got Impact cats, and then you still got to think that Impact is just like, yo, their world champion is Rich Swann. You know, he's going to be involved in the mix. They're going to have Moose in the mix. Yep. They're going to have all of these cats. New Japan already got cat. So this is the other thing. This is like the other thing. So New Japan's world champion, IWGP champion is Kota Ibushi.
Right.
Kota Ibushi's tag team partner / maybe kayfabe boyfriend is who? AEW world champion Kenny Omega.
Yep.
This is not a coincidence, dog.
No, it's not.
They're planting the seeds.
They're planting the seeds, and that's something I can see them doing in WWE. WWE ain't planting no seeds right now. They used to be good at it, but now I don't see it anymore. They don't plant seeds.
Yeah, but that's the thing, man. You would think if they were going to plant seeds, right now is the time because we're going into WrestleMania. We're probably going into another WrestleMania with no fans.
Yep.
They need to be building up a storyline that's going to compel people to watch a wrestling show with no fans.
They're not going to do this shit. They're not going to do it. They're not going to fucking do that. They're on the phone trying to find out what older wrestler they can bring back to get people to watch. All they're concerned about is themselves. They're not trying to, this is what I think was the failure of WWE when they went public. Now they have stockholders to appeal.
Yep.
Once you got them stockholders, fuck everybody else.
Yep.
If these stockholders don't fucking get happy, I'm in trouble. And that's true. Is a fucking problem.
That's true, man.
Corporation.
That's
the problem.
Once you put it like that, I mean, you know, the stockholders are happy because Fox just gave WWE $1 billion.
Right. So they're not concerned. They're not concerned about you're about to do some type of deal with fucking AEW. Who gives a fuck?
Now
they don't look now. If you were doing a deal with Time Warner,
yes. Right, exactly, right. If they went to the channel that AEW on, and did a deal with them.
Yeah, we understand that. Who the fuck is AEW? We know who Ted Turner is. Right. We know Time Warner. Who the fuck is AEW?
Well, so that's the other thing too. Like when you look at, they're doing this for the stockholders, right?
Right.
But when you look at it, like WWE stock is trash.
Let's check the NASDAQ.
Yeah, let's check
I'm putting it up right now.
Yeah. Like it's trash, man. Here, I gave you sharing rights just in case you want to pull that up. It's like what? So yeah, we're looking up what the stock price for WWE stock is right now.
Come on, Google. I'm tripping. No, I don't want to. Come on, it's encrypted. I know it's encrypted. Oh, I'm going to Google. My fault, y'all. Just remember, there's an establishment in St. Louis where some girl is giving out services.
It's like, yo, we can put up one of those things where it was just like, please stand by. It'd be a screen cap. It'd be a censored screen cap of that.
All right, everybody. So there's WWE stock. It's at $51.68, and it's up about $1.50. So
Yeah, so it's not as bad as it was,
but as bad.
But if you look over a year,
here's a year from year to date.
Yeah, you see that big ass dip right there. You see that big ass dip.
Boy, we should have bought that shit. Damn, that was in the Rona.
Right there, that was in the Rona. That was in the Rona, and they've had some huge. So no, that was not only was that in the Rona, but that was right after they laid off 60 people.
Yeah.
And they stock price fell. Hellas.
It's climbing now. And the only reason I can think that it's climbing right now because it's WrestleMania time.
It's WrestleMania season,
so,
man.
Yeah, let's look at a 5-year. Okay, so 2017. So let's see here. Wow. So
2018 it jumped up there.
Shit.
Yeah, it jumped up there.
Yeah, in 28. What was going on in 2018? September 28. What happened here? All right, we got to do some history here. What was happening September 28th of 2018 with WWE? Google that.
Let's see.
I'm curious. That's the highest it's ever been. It was almost at $100 a share.
Yeah, September
2018. What happened in WWE in 2018?
Was that no? That wasn't WWE Network. That was in 2015. No.
So which WrestleMania was that? That was which one?
Let's see.
But that's way after WrestleMania season.
Yeah, that's after WrestleMania. So that's like so Hell in the Cell was the